we're going to do introductions. So we're going to let those of you guys that joined online go first. So I'll start with somebody and then you tag the person after you. So I'm going to start with Amy Thomas.
Hello, Amy Smith Thomas here, Butler County Adult Ed, Butler County Jail, Kentucky Christian Recovery, and I just picked up teaching an EDU 250 class through Western Kentucky's dual credit.
Wow. Okay.
Thanks for having me. I'm eating breakfast. That's why my video's not.
Then they've done that. All right, who do you tag?
I'm gonna tag Jamie.
Hello, my name is Jamie Fugate, and I work in the Continuing and Professional Development Department here at Western Kentucky University.
Great.
And I tag Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly Whittinghill. I am the college and career coach at Greenwood High School. I'm gonna tag Sasha.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. My name is Sasha Torres. I am with Goodwill Kentucky here at the Opportunity Center in Bowling Green, and I am a strategic partnerships manager here. And I will tag Becca.
Hi, I'm Becca Logston. I'm with Sky CTC Workforce Solutions here in Bowling Green.
Who do you tag?
And I tag Elizabeth.
I'm Elizabeth Boston. I work at the Kentucky Career Center in Bowling Green as a career advisor. And I tag Miss Hawthorne.
I love it. Miranda. She may have stepped away. So one strike for Elizabeth. Your person was not a bad. Let's do Terry.
Hello, I'm Terry Bowen. I'm with the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation here in Bowling Green. I cover Warren, Simpson, Butler, Logan, and Edmonson County. I think I got them all here in Bowling Green. And I tag Paula.
Good morning. My name is Paula Brooks, and I am a job placement specialist for the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, and I cover the counties Allen, Barron, Hart, Metcalfe, and Monroe. And I tag Heath.
Okay. Hey, my name is Heath Ray. I'm at Community Action of Southern Kentucky in Bowling Green here. And I'm with the refugee program, helping with employment and career laddering for refugees who've been in the U.S. for less than 5 years. And you did catch me. I did join a little late, so I'm not sure who has gone already, but Amy, have you gone yet?
Hey Heath, I've already gone, but thank you for tagging me. It's good seeing you.
Thank you too. All right, did I see Joda on here? It looks like she may have jumped off already.
Now Joda's here.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Hi, I am Joda Johnson from Sky CTC Adult Education. We serve Metcalfe, Barron, Warren, and Simpson for students that need GED, ESL, English as a second language, workplace literacy, digital literacy, college prep, and whatever else you can think of.
I'll tag Bianca.
Hey, my name is Bianca Wilson, and I'm the business service representative for the South Central Workforce Development Board, and we serve the 10 counties.
And then JJKC7.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, here, let me see if I can turn my camera on. I don't know. Well, okay, anyway, my name is Jennifer Collins, and I'm the Hart County Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, and I was invited to attend your meeting as a partner. So, hey, I'm sorry that my camera's not working right now, and I'm also sorry that it says JJKC7. I have no idea because I'm logging in as my laptop. So it should actually say Hart County Chamber, but hey, thank you so much for inviting me to the room, and I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say and meeting you all.
Yeah, likewise, we're glad to have you. I think that ChatGPT has come up with your MC name. That's what's happened there with your Zoom. Handle. Okay, now we got the people in the room. I'm gonna move the camera around. We'll let Jessica go.
Jessica Calvert, I'm with South Central Workforce Development Board.
Asa Wilonja with South Central Workforce Development Board.
Laura Torres with the Ready Set Hire program, which we will be talking about today.
Janet Gotke, Ready Set Hire, South Central Workforce Development.
Okay. And I'm Brian Becker with the South Central Workforce Development Board. And because Heath, Joda, Bianca, and Issa were late, I need you guys to take 3 laps. And then, yeah, Keith and Joda, you guys, Bianca, you guys gotta take pictures so I can prove it. Oh, we have someone, Renee Horton, if you would introduce yourself. And Denise, we'll let Renee go first.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I am an employment specialist with the SNAP Employment and Training Program.
All right, glad to have you. And then Miss Denise. Maybe she cannot unmute right now. Okay. Change my controls. All right, now that we all know each other, we're gonna go into latest news. So who has news and announcements? Something maybe that you haven't, oh, okay, thank you, Denise. Your camera and mic are not currently hooked up. So anybody have, we're gonna get to some trainings and job opportunity posts here in just a second. Does anybody have anything real quick? Give an update on? Holly, I know you're a guest with us today. You don't normally join this meeting. You look like you're coming to us from not a fake virtual background, but a new one. Is there something going on that's open to the public involving that space behind you?
Actually, yes. So I am sitting in one of our new spaces at Greenwood High School in our media center. We have our ribbon cutting and open house of this area this afternoon taking place at 3 o'clock. So yeah, great area. I don't know if this is the time that I need to share. Can I share now what was asked?
Oh, Laura's shaking her head no. So can you stay on for just a few more minutes?
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me get into some of the prepared things. So we do have some local job opportunities. There's kind of a theme going on here. So I'll jump right into these because we don't normally share any and all job opportunities at this meeting, although this community partnership team is meeting monthly to talk about all things workforce. So if your agency entity helps in any way to direct people to job opportunities, then that's usually what we're talking about, and we're focusing on different themes. We've had a very important position for 4 years at our workforce board that actually, unfortunately, we have an opening for. Miss Alexa Hatcher has had to move back home, and so she stepped aside at the end of the last week, and we're actively taking candidates for this position. And so some of you guys have worked with Alexa, or you may have known Anna that was previously in that role. So it's a full-time dedicated position working with immigrants and refugees. The only qualification really has to be, as far as the target audience, that they're Warren County residents. So it's not refugee grant funded like a lot of you are familiar with, and somewhat limited to, but we're taking applications through the end of next week. So just wanted to promote that. And in the same vein, Voc Rehab has a couple of positions actually. So Paul, I don't know if I know you mentioned it in our staff meeting, so I wanted to make sure it was shared here, but you have to go on Indeed to search for it. It's probably going to show up under the Kentucky Personnel Cabinet, but you'll be able to see what's called a Voc Rehab counselor, and they have one for Bowling Green and one for Glasgow. And anything you want to add, Paula?
So Brian, the one at Glasgow ends on Friday, and the one at Bowling Green ends the 10th.
Okay.
And yes, you go on Indeed and apply.
Yeah.
They're also listed, just so everyone knows, if you go to ky.gov and look at the careers on there, they're in the job openings for both Bowling Green and Glasgow if you look under the specific counties.
Yeah. So if you know anybody trying to get into this space, those are 3 really cool opportunities. And then another one that I found out about yesterday is at the Goodwill Opportunity Center here in Bowling Green. Chad said that this one is, the title is Specialist for Help. Oops, I advanced too soon. helping the career coaches that they have there, but also sort of running the front desk. So very much like a front-facing position, kind of first point of contact for people walking in. So that's a really cool opportunity too. And it is listed there on the goodwillky.org job board that they have, which if you search by Bowling Green, that one will pop up. And Chad is not here to talk about it, but I know he is anxious for applications, and that just got posted, I think, 3 days ago. So yeah. And then I know Miss Sasha is on, and this is her first time joining the community partner team, and she's in an important new role with Goodwill. And so I'll let her talk about what they've got going on here and all the details on your screen.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, Brian. We are also anxious about the participants for this program that we have going on. Our construction and skilled trades program is launching on August 17th, and we are actively taking applications. The deadline is the 10th. However, we are flexible on that should anyone come to the Opportunity Center a day or two after and is ready to apply, we can work with them. I just wanted to go over eligibility requirements. You can see it on your screen. First and foremost, applicants do have to be a Goodwill client with us, which involves coming to orientation. Usually they'll have to take X amount of classes before they meet with a career coach to be referred to these programs. However, if someone comes into the Goodwill Opportunity Center and they're stable across all the basic needs, so housing, they have their own transportation, and really they're just looking for opportunities to learn and to meet with employer partners, we will move them to intensive services so that they can actually participate in the program. Just because applicants apply does not mean that they'll be accepted. There is an interview process. We want to ensure that they're aligned with the program and that they're serious about entering the field of construction and skilled trades. Everything is listed there. One thing that's really important that I'd like to highlight for this specific program is reliable transportation. Construction requires and demands that they move to different job sites. So that is something that will be important for all the applicants applying. And I think that's all I have. If anyone has any questions.
Well, I just want to emphasize what I understand from how this got set up, and tell me if it's going to be the case here this month. This is actually a company providing the training, right?
The training will be provided by Goodwill, and a technical day will be provided by an employer, as well as the OSHA 10.
Yeah, so that's really cool because normally in the field of training, you don't always see that where employers are the ones hands involved, you know, providing the training. So yeah, that's a really cool feature. So you guys are doing the outreach, I know, but we can all help. And so if anybody has people you know that have been served by Goodwill that you think this would be a great opportunity for, let's plug them in. And you're going to keep doing this, right?
Yes, we will. The next program here for the Bowling Green location is logistics in October, and I'll share details as we get closer.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Sasha.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're ready to jump into the topic. So our topic this month, does anybody have anything else before we jump in? Okay. Hearing none. We are going to jump ahead in the program to let Holly speak, but let me tee this up to Shannon and Laura, who are heavily involved in this program.
Okay, so hi, I'm Shannon. Our program is Ready, Set, Hire. It is funded by the Kentucky General Assembly, and it was rolled out probably, just a little over 2 years ago. Previously called Putting Young Kentuckians to Work. That was not acronym friendly and it's a mouthful, so we rebranded to make it a little more palatable. You can see here that we have a good time doing what we do, and there's some photographic evidence of it. So one of the things that we do with Ready, Set, Hire, we serve 16 to 24-year-olds, and a lot of those fall into the high school group. And we work closely with area schools and really all schools throughout the region. One of the people that has really promoted our program and we've worked very closely with to great effect is Holly Whittinghill, and you've already met her. She is from Greenwood High School. And Holly, we know that you've got things to do and you're in a meeting, so we're going to let you go ahead and say your piece.
Okay, thank you, Shannon. Yes, as Shannon said, I work closely with Shannon and Laura specifically with the Ready, Set, Hire program. And how that works in our building is at the beginning of the year, we distribute forms to students who are juniors and seniors and that are interested in being employed or are already employed in a part-time job. In our building, we have about 600 plus juniors and seniors. So this is a lot of forms that we distribute at the beginning of the year. We then collect those forms, pass those on to you all, where you all enter it in your information. And then beginning in September, we started having Laura and Shannon come out about once a month or once every 3 weeks. And they sit up in my office and we call students down and they meet with those ladies one-on-one. They have great discussions with these students, get them to open up about themselves, and then develop a resume for students. And then they also encourage and find ways to help students apply for local jobs or talk about the jobs that they're already in. Then after 90 days, those students can get a bonus after going through this Ready, Set, Hire program. And I'm excited to say that last year we had one senior, Blake, who went through this program at the beginning of the year. He was hired at Sam's Club and is still there. So if you guys are Sam's Club members, you probably see the student in there moving inventory around. And he was presented with a check at the end of the year for a bonus. He was really excited about that. So we really value our partnership, not only with Laura and Shannon, but with the entire Workforce Development Board, because you all have been very receptive and to our partnership, and our partnership's really blossomed. You all provide a lot of practice for our students to practice for interviews for jobs. You help us with our job fair. You're in our buildings for any part-time career fairs. So I look forward to continuing our relationship.
Thank you, Holly.
And this is the check that they can get. It's right behind me, actually.
Right.
Maybe.
We can get it all.
So this is, we make them hold this if they'll come in and grab the check. A lot of times we'll have them take a picture with a publisher's clearinghouse size check.
I just want to add, Ms. Whittinghill, that we really appreciate your support in helping us distribute those forms to the student. It really means a lot to us for you to be so receptive and allow us to come in. And we're already planning the 26-27 school year. So thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Holly. And if you need to jump off, we understand. Yeah. Okay. Why'd you say oof, Shannon? That's a good way to react to Laura's picture.
What?
Oh, you mean your own picture? Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is Leslie Whitty's artistic rendering of my face, and that's Laura's actual face. But we get out in public and people take pictures, and they always say, "Do you want to see it before I post it?" And I always say, "No, Leslie will fix me."
There you go.
Yeah. So Ready, Set, Hire, we, as I said, funded through the Kentucky General Assembly, and we do help people youth 16 to 24 try to build those skills and connect with employers through employer referrals when possible. As you heard from Holly, we have got, because it's 16 to 24, a large part of the population that we deal with is high school aged, and they are they're kind of a captive audience. We know where they are, we know how to reach them, and as long as the schools are open to that, we can do that with great success. But with this group, with the community partners especially, we want to emphasize that we do work with youth up until the age of 24. So we count on referrals, and we want to be a resource, to everybody on here. If you've got anybody up to their 25th birthday that needs help with any of the things that we do, we're eager to connect with them, meet with them, and do what we can to help. All right, so our model is to enroll, to coach, place, and retain. As we mentioned, one of the places we meet is high schools. We work also with employers. We have gotten a couple of reverse referrals, which we love to see. Kentucky Adult Education. One of the ways that we connect with adult education is through the Putting Kentuckians First program, and that is our recovery and reentry program. We have targeted services orientations in the adult ed locations throughout the region, and I do attend those so that I can catch those youth that might be there for whatever reason. And we can get their resumes written, we can connect them with employers. And then, of course, you as community partners give us those referrals. People come in through the board. The Kentucky Career Center is a very important hub for us. And the career advisors do a great job of making youth that come through the Career Center aware of our Ready, Set, Hire program. I also get a report every day of any youth that comes into the building and checks in. So I'm able to reach out to them. And then, of course, social media. You know, that's a big part of what we do. We have, in addition to this, a texting platform where we're able to reach out to the youth on a large scale to let them know what's happening and to let them know of trainings and employment opportunities. The way that we reach youth, of course, is with the partnership with dozens of local of schools and agencies. And you know, that includes life skills. We are really all over the place, and our model has always been to have access points in all of the communities in the 10-county area. And they have been they're helpful, they're interactive, and sometimes there's not a lot of traffic in those areas, but awareness is what we're looking for. We have recently obtained some banners that we've got set up in these access points, and we reach out with those through a QR code. It goes straight to our enrollment form, so that's helpful. Year-round classroom presentations and workshops, and as Holly mentioned, that's what we like to do, and we are working to get into all the schools in the region. And I think we've gotten into all but what, three?
Yeah, we'll talk about those here towards the end. Yeah, unless you need help with.
And then, of course, hiring events with the chamber, the Career Center, and partners. Every Tuesday, we have an employer showcase at the Kentucky Career Center in Bowling Green. And when we have got employers showing up, if we've got advance notice of employers showing up that are youth friendly, then we try to use our texting platform to blast that out to the youth. Okay, we've reached 4,800 youth through school and community events, and that's a lot of youth. I mean, as Holly mentioned, that is, you know, getting face to face with those youth. A lot of that has been one-on-one. A lot of it has been through group presentations and interactions. But when we are able to sit down with those students or the youth outside schools, it is that the conversation that she mentioned, getting them to open up about their strengths and their skills is a big part of what we do. We have had a 300% increase in enrollments since June of 2025. 300%. So that's big, and that is a lot of that is due to our partnerships with the schools. And then what is this? What is the 344 shows where we were. The 1,362 shows where we are now. So
yeah, and that's actually a couple months old now. So
yeah, it is. And of course, without help from our partners, we wouldn't be able to reach these.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, here I go. So the second part of that is the coaching. We do personalized coaching with that, like Shannon mentioned, would be the one-on-one meeting with the student, whether it be at the counselor's office, it could be over the phone, it could be through texting. We are always providing resume assistance, interview tips. We also we become a cheerleader as well. As you all know, a lot of youth need some hand holding. And I shouldn't just say youth because some adults need that.
Actually, say a lot of you.
But a lot of youth. Yeah, youth guys. But a lot of youth do need that hand holding, that encouragement, that confidence building, that saying, hey, yes, you can, or just being a listening ear for when they have questions because they have an interview the next day. Shannon mentioned our texting platform that we have about 2,500 active text message conversations with youth, and we've actually sent over 15,000 messages to youth since we've gotten on this platform. We do send out campaigns like Shannon mentioned, with when we know on the Showcase Tuesdays at the Kentucky Career Centers, we do send that out to youth, letting them know that such and such employer will be there, job leads and hiring events and things like that. And we have about a 32% engagement rate. That means that the students are responding to us. Next one. And along with coaching, the partnership with the schools, we have about 530 hours spent on site at regional high schools in the 10-county area. We've participated in over 150 engagement events. And you see my picture here with my hand up. I'm picking on a student because sometimes, you need to bring that out and say, hey, you, what is this question? So that's what I was doing there. We're always trying to engage the student and just build that relationship with them so that they feel comfortable letting us know, what they want to do and help us help them. We have placed about 200 over 300 youth now. I believe we're at 315 youth hired at local jobs. The average salary is about $14. There is some that are in the minimum wage, but there is some that are way higher than that. But average comes out to about $14 an hour. Here at Tractor Supply, Jaron Bird received that $500 check, and for staying at the job for 90 days. So that's our retention bonus. And he said he used his bonus check to fund his first trip out of Kentucky to New York. Since he hadn't done much traveling, he wanted to be able to say he visited different places, walked around different historic sites, and he felt he wanted to do that because his family had not left Bowling Green, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to go out and explore. So that $500 funded his first out of state trip. So I'm really happy for him. And I'm glad to say he's still at Tractor Supply. We also, with the retention bonus, so the bonus is to encourage students to stay longer than the 90 days, hopefully, but at least 90 days. We all know that within the first 90 days, some of us, are nervous and we feel like a burden because we're constantly asking questions. And I know some students feel like that. So the retention bonus is to encourage that. And then it also gives the employer an incentive to let the student know that there is this out there for them. So it's kind of like a retention bonus for the employer that's not coming out of their pocket. So the way that works is if a student is unemployed and enrolls in our program and stays with the job for 90 days, there will be a retention bonus. So for high school, in-school youth that would be working about 20 hours a week, which is considered part-time, their bonus would be $250. For out-of-school youth, if they are able to maintain a full-time job working at least 37 hours a week, then that bonus goes up to $500. And that's how we've been able to also encourage youth to stay on their job.
Yeah, so just to be clear, and Laura just said this, but we're not trying to incentivize somebody to quit a job just so they can get a bonus. So they have to be unemployed at the time when we're tracking them. So if they are somebody you guys have helped and they had a job and we may have helped them brushed up their resume as they were finishing high school and they've been looking and they had a part-time job, we have on occasion let a few that moved into full-time get the bonus because we are all about upgrading them. But if somebody's on a full-time job and just says, oh, I'm thinking about quitting anyway, Like, we're not trying to do that. We're not trying to give them a reason to leave. We're trying to give them a reason to stay. So usually it means that they are unemployed at the time that we're tracking them. That they, you know, not to be at enrollment, but at least at the time when we're able to provide some services to them. So
Do you know how much roughly you've paid out in bonuses?
I don't, do you?
I don't. I mean, no, I don't know offhand.
We paid two
We've
or
paid
three
out a
this
lot.
week.
We've paid out a lot in bonuses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, in the pictures above, you see it's about $2,500 we've paid out. So we have Mason, we have Lillian, we have Jalen, Jataya, Thang, and those are just some of the ones that we've taken pictures of. But yes, we have been delivering bonuses to the schools as well. And I will say that these folks are not pictured on here, but I do have Caden. He is out of Glasgow, and he said his bonus helped him pay some bills and also helped him buy headlights and tail light assemblies for his truck that obviously he needed to get to work to and for school. And then we have Miss Hayden. She received the bonus, and she said, receiving the bonus helped me take care of my dog and also helped me pay for getting a new part for my car. My mom had just passed away, and I felt like I was struggling even more due to the finances since she passed. But because of the bonus, I was able to pay for my dog to get her shots and pay for a new car part I needed to continue to drive my car. So this has helped out students in ways that we might not imagine that, you know, at the moment to them is, you know, like the world coming down on them. And Hayden, I knew personally from Logan County High School. I remember when she first got the puppy, and it was a sickly puppy, so she was nursing it back to health. And she was just really, really, you know, wanting to make sure that the puppy, nothing happened to it. So I was glad to hear that she was able to get those shots for that doggy. Yes.
I know that we've got the Hart County Chamber representative on here, and I just wanted to interject that this past week I was able to go to Hart County High School and meet with their pipeline students and their co-op students. And last year, Hart County, I think we delivered 16 bonus checks. We had a little ceremony where we delivered bonus checks to those co-op students. And they were pretty excited about that. But, you know, and I think, John, didn't we pay for some training for some of the Hart County high school students?
Yes.
Yeah, so we, you know, with bonuses and training.
CDL, right?
Yes,
I think we
CDL.
have two or
That's
three
fantastic.
Hart County
Right.
kids.
Thank you.
Yes. So, you know, we look forward to expanding even more in Hart County.
Wonderful. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Absolutely. I remember when we went to Hart County High Schools before Christmas break, and they assembled them in the auditorium, and they didn't know they were getting their checks that day. So it was kind of a surprise, but they were finishing out the semester before Christmas break. And I remember one of the kids was like, hey, wasn't that program that we were in where we were supposed to be getting money after the end, you know? And they're like, yeah, we'll talk to you about that later.
That's great. That's great.
Got to have his actual check walking out of that gym. So there was also stand-up comedy that was happening right after we left. I remember that. That was very unique. Normally, I've never left a high school event with and to have stand-up comedy happen right afterwards. So
You never know. You never know what we're gonna do.
well, we've got Miss Elizabeth on, and Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining. Of course, you're always welcome to catch these. I know you're also very, very busy at the Career Center, but I know you were able to get pretty involved in helping us. You were a huge help back in the spring when we were trying to engage dozens and dozens, and it ended up being hundreds of kids at a couple of schools. So now you were asked to share about your experience doing that.
I really enjoyed my experience at the schools. We went both to Allen County and to one of the schools here in Warren County. I think it was Miss Whitting Hill School. We did practice interviews. We did a discussion on resume building and just kind of went through everything. All of the students seemed really interested and were participating. Of course, there's always one or two that just you can't reach, but for the most part, all the students were excited to be there. It was just a really great experience, and I was glad to be a part of that because my youngest son was actually a part of the Ready, Set, Hire program himself. And so for me to be able to go in and help you guys was great. I've also started including the information. I go down to Job Corps once a month and speak to the students that are enrolled with the Job Corps and working with them. So I started including the Ready Set Hire packet with that information that I provide those students as well. I know all of them are not going to be located in Kentucky, but for the ones that are, I just make sure that they know that that's an option that's available to them. They all have Miss Gottke's information. And of course, here at work, anybody that's 18 to 24, the first thing I do is hand them Miss Shannon Gottke's QR code to scan and fill out.
Thank you.
Because I think it's a great program. I mean, we really have to support our youth if we expect those who are not used to get to where they need to be. I mean, the youth support has to be there, and I think that it's a great program. And I'm really happy to help anytime you guys need help. Just let me know.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
And then of course, we have a testimonial too, that was submitted, so I'll let you guys talk about it. So.
This is from Ms. Krista Hunt over at Lighthouse Academy, which is part of the Warren County Public Schools. And she said, Lighthouse Academy is incredibly grateful to have Laura and Shannon from the workforce development with us to share their knowledge and experience and expertise with our students. Equipping students with the tools they need for future employment is an invaluable gift, and their willingness to invest time and professional insight will have a lasting impact on their lives. And we appreciate Ms. Hunt for allowing us again to come in to Lighthouse Academy. They do have a rotating enrollment process. So there's different students in that school throughout the year. And we are scheduled already for the 26-27 school year to come out once a month to work with students one-on-one with resumes, assisting them if they need to input an employment application or just practice for that interview. So thank you very much. And I wanted to invite Elizabeth and Holly, just so that you all can see the importance of the partnerships that we develop. And we always try to include our partners whenever we can to be part of this so that you can see firsthand how it works and just how important it is what we're doing with the students and with the youth. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Heath, because Heath has sent some referrals as well. So thank you, Heath.
And if I could add Goodwill, we recently, after school ended, we sponsored 2 trainings. One was a forklift training. One was a heavy equipment training. And I know that one of the career advisors was working with someone from Goodwill from their program. She referred him to us. He was able to go through the heavy equipment training and got employed almost immediately afterward. He is now working for Scotty's. So
wow.
that was a success story as well.
Awesome. So as much amazing engagement and work has happened, there's still some schools and areas that we haven't had as much with. And so that we just kind of wanted to tee this up to the group because we never know exactly who's joining the meeting, but we do have the 10 counties represented here and try to host this meeting virtually once a month so that it can be easy for people from an hour or more away, especially in the farthest parts of our region to lean in here. So we just haven't had nearly the engagement out of these schools. In some cases, we haven't had any, engagement at all with Russellville, other than there's been some students served through the Area Technology Center, the ATC, the beautiful campus there that they have in Russellville. And then Monroe County, we've been in touch with them, but just haven't really, and they're really plugged in. They have a big co-op program. They do a lot of prep with their students. So may just mean that they haven't felt the need to need another resource. Franklin Simpson High School, we had some discussion with them last year, but nothing really took off to have us get in front of the students. And then Glasgow, we've had some on and off contact with, same with Caverna, but we just haven't had anything substantive in a while, or anything where we've been on site. So just wanted to pause there and ask if anybody has any good contacts there. I will also clarify before I stop talking that there are a lot of programs that have turned on in the schools. Like there's a program operating called Three Corners that the students have to have an IEP and they're eligible for that program. Again, we would want to supplement something like that and not supplant it. So some schools have that already and have kind of passed on having us come in or don't think that we're relevant for all the students, but we don't have any IEP or any kind of qualifying restrictions on a student that our program can serve. And then the other caveat is that there are JAG programs, Jobs for America's Graduates, that are sort of like, I like to think of them like year-round junior achievement type classes. Those tend to, when we've talked to them, have anywhere from freshmen all the way through seniors. So they reach like a whole group of students, but not every student's enrolled in those and they don't have to take those classes. So that hasn't quite been our target audience, but again, we can supplement programs like that too. But if you guys have any contacts, especially at admin level with any of these schools, we would love to hear it or have you guys talk with us after the event. So Amy is asking, she's just stating that meeting with that one to get kids involved in the fantastic program. Yeah, at the tech school in Butler County.
Good. I wanted to mention that my department, Continuing Professional Development here at WKU, has a partnership with Franklin Simpson High School. It's called Tomorrow's Leaders. And we take generally about 16 students, juniors and seniors. And I believe it's modeled after Leadership Bowling Green type program where we work with them for, 7 months, kind of meeting one Friday a month, sometimes two, to just take them through different options, opportunities. We have different days such as Education Day, Agriculture Day, media. Can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but so I do have some contacts. Just gonna let you know that. But I think we've done that program 4 years in a row. So yeah, I could send those to you.
Great.
Would love to be a guest speaker for those students.
Okay, absolutely.
August then, thank you, Jane. Well, so let me turn this around, and I don't have a screen for this, but where can we help you? Where can we help you, your clients, your programs, anything that you have reach or touch? Is there any ideas that you have about how Ready Set Hire could offer its services?
I can add here that, Jamie, you're talking about your organization, and I think Sky CTC has something similar, but it's more like a club, and we have spoken to them, Leaders of Tomorrow. We've also worked with the foster youth, Upward Bound. We've done some events with those, so we're really open to any partnership where we can reach the youth.
Okay, and what was your name?
Shannon Gottke.
Okay. And you said you are with?
Yes, with Ready Set Hire with the Workforce Development Board.
Has anybody thought about maybe reaching out to the local YMCAs?
The one in Barron County?
Is there one in Bowling Green? I know there's one in Barron County. I don't know if there's one in Bowling Green or not, but I know there are a lot of students that do the after school programs with the YMCA, and there's a lot of the older students who could possibly be looking for positions that are actually working for the Y voluntarily just to have things to do.
I think that's an interesting suggestion. We have talked to both of the Boys and Girls Club in Warren County and Barron County, and explored, serving those. But kind of what I've learned in my conversations is they have a lot of kids up until about 16, and then then it drops off dramatically once those kids are able to drive, and then our program really only starts to pick up at 16. So we really haven't moved forward with Boys and Girls Club very much or at all. I think we'd be willing to, but I mean, this comes from them like, yeah, we just don't have a lot of people over 16.
Yeah.
Well, I know at the Y in Barron County, there are several older students, they're sophomore, junior, senior, that are doing things through the YMCA just to have things to do with their time during the after school programs. And I only know that because when I worked at the jail prior to coming here, we had a lot of hand-in-hand contact with the local YMCA. They did a lot of donations and stuff. So the ones that were bringing those in, they were those older students.
I'll say too, the banners, we have these retractable banners, and Shannon mentioned those earlier. We've tried to place those, as she said, at access points where Shannon used to visit a lot in her former role with us, but we're starting to try to think outside the box from just our normal kind of meeting spots and partners. Like I got to talking with, I think it was Laura and Shannon earlier this week, and it's like, I'm gonna be in Glasgow later this week. Let me see, I'll go by Ralphie's and see if they'll let us put a banner up, and they did. Couldn't believe it. So free banner. All you have to do is keep it up. So if you guys have ideas for where we could just have a banner, again, it has the QR code, and where it could just sit somewhere publicly where youth may be coming in and out of, we would, that target audience of teenagers and older, post-teenagers, then we're all ears. We'd love to know where would be some great meeting spots and stuff. And we know it can't be gas stations and, quickie marts and that sort of thing where they may be congregating, but actual retail or anything like that. Okay, Denise, you're offering, that'd be great. Yeah.
Denise.
Thank you, Denise. Okay, well, anybody have any specific questions for Laura or Shannon? Oh, the skate park. Yeah, well, so it's not weatherproof. That's a great idea. Maybe we need an outdoor banner. And Denise misses you, Shannon, so.
Miss her too.
Okay. Well, just a plug for the next meeting. I know we're ending kind of early here, which is fine, but we will be having our next meeting. It's always the first Thursday of the month. And if you get Frank Garabado's emails, he tries to send those reminders out about the meeting. We have not sent out meeting invites like through Outlook or anything, because you just get a lot of like response and emails and people out of office and stuff like that. And anyway, we want it to be optional. We want it to feel like it's mandatory. You have to come to these, but we will have a topic. Again, we'll be changing each month, and the next one will be that September 3rd. So anybody have anything else before we say goodbye? Well, let's give a round of applause for Shannon and Laura and all the hard work they're doing with Grace and Hire. A virtual round of applause. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.